Bergeron, Burge, Patrice, my boy, the Rat's best friend. Hell of a career.
Oh yeah.
How will the best regular season team of all time do next season? It might be a little scary for Bruins fans. The Bruins lost a lot of pieces this offseason. They didn't re-sign Bertuzzi and Orlov. They bought out Riley. They traded Taylor Hall. And obviously Bergeron just retired. Their captain just retired. And who did they get? Milan Lucic. And JVR, obviously. But can they replace all those goals that they just lost in all those players? I don't think so. To be fair, they added more depth than we do think. But let's check out this roster and see the projected lines. Obviously, guys, we know you guys have a couple superstars on the team still. You have Pastrnak, you have Marchand, you have McAvoy. Obviously, with Pastrnak and McAvoy, they're going to be on the team for long term. Marchand probably has a couple years left. But you still have superstar talent, and you still have some pretty good depth scores and some good top six players. You have Charlie Coyle, who did play third line center, but now he might have an elevated role since Bergeron is not playing anymore. You have Jake DeBrusk, who is pretty good. He has 1 year left. He might not resign next year and might just sign somewhere else in free agency. Pavel Zacha's pretty damn good. Maybe Morgan Geekie can slide up in the lineup. JVR is a good addition for $1 million. Maybe he can put some goals up. Obviously, in the back end, you have Hampus Lindholm, you have Brandon Carlo, you have Matt Grizz, like some good players back there. Let's look at the projected lines here. Let's see how it's going to look, because it's a pretty different team from last season. You have Marchand, Zacha, Pastrnak. Do I like that first line? Obviously, it is so weird seeing the Bruins without Bergeron on the first line with Marchand and Pastrnak, but we're going to have to get used to it. And are they going to be the same? I don't know, man. Do we even know? No one really knows until the next season, because Marchand and Bergeron, man, and Pastrnak, they had the chemistry. They're probably top 3 in the NHL as a line. Probably even number 1 at sometimes, guys. It's crazy. But now you have JVR, Charlie Coyle, and DeBrusk. Like, do I like that line? Like, Coyle's a good player. DeBrusk is a good player. At JVR, we don't know what type of player he's going to be on the Bruins, but they're good players in their own right. But can they fit together? Can they get the chemistry? Because that's a new line. That's a new formed line. So that's just a good. They're just hoping that works, because it's that's your second line. Like, you need your second line to be good. If your second line's not good, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win playoff games. You might not even make the playoffs if your second line is not clicking. And if you're trying to flip-flop players the entire season, that could be bad, because all the chemistry all down the lineup is all crazy. And you have Greer. Honestly, I don't know who that is. You have Morgan Geekie and Frederick. Like, Geekie is a good player, but like Frederick and Greer, like, who is that? I mean, I can look real quick to see who Greer is. I'm guessing he's 26. Like, he can't be that good, guys. Like, he can't be that good. Same as, Frederick's all right, but like, is he really a top third line player? I don't think so. I'm being honest. I don't think so. Then you have Lucic, Brown, and Steen. Like, that bottom 6, I'm sorry, Bruin fans. Let me know if I'm wrong. Tell me about these guys, because I don't know about a couple of them. That bottom 6 looks absolutely horrible, in my opinion. That looks absolutely horrible. I don't know who Steen is. I don't know who Brown is. I don't know who Greer is. Frederick, I know kind of. Geekie's good. Lucic, we all know. Lucic now, he's obviously not prime Boston Lucic, but he's whatever. He's not the greatest anymore, being honest with you. But that bottom 6, even the top 6, besides that first line, it does not look that good. It looks mid. I'm being honest with you. That looks mid. I think the Rangers have a better roster. I think Tampa Bay has a better roster. Obviously, I think the Maple Leafs have a better roster. I think the Panthers have a better roster than that. Unless I'm completely wrong here, and maybe obviously it's the offseason, they can still make more trades here. This does not look that good. Please, Bruins fans, I'm not chirping you right now. Just let me know about what you guys think about this forward core. It does not look that good. Obviously, you have superstar Pastrnak. He's going to be putting up 60 goals again. Can he do it with Zacha? Can he do it with a Charlie Coyle? Can your second line put up 30 goals for a couple players? I don't think so. I'm being honest with you. I don't think so. I don't know if DeBrusk is going to have a good year like he did last year. But your back end is a very good, strong suit. Grzelcyk, McAvoy, we all know and love him. He's a very, very good player. Grzelcyk is a good player in his own right. Lindholm had a great season last year. Great season. Carlo as well is a very solid defenseman. Forbort and Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk is all right. Obviously, he's not his prime anymore, but he's still a solid defenseman. Forbort, he's a solid top 9. It's whatever, man. It's whatever. You don't expect too much from that line, if I'm being honest with you. Now you have Linus Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman. This was the huge piece from last season because they were absolutely under. Let's look at their goalie stats here, guys. Let's look at their goalie stats from last season. Linus Ullmark had a 1.89 goals against average and a 938 save percentage. That is absolutely crazy with 49 games played. That is absolutely nuts. And I think Swayman had like a 9.25 or something like that. That is absolutely nuts. But then look at the playoffs here, boys. 3.34 goals against and 896 goals against average. So is a huge decrease. And if that's the Ullmark they get next season, I'm telling you right now, Bruins are not making the playoffs. I'm telling you right now, the Atlantic Division and even the Metro, because Metro, it matters for the wild card. These divisions are stacked, and Buffalo's crawling up there. Detroit's crawling up there. Senators are crawling up there, eager for a playoff spot. If Bruins do not play good next season, and they have a little blunder at all, Sabres are on their beep. Same with the Red Wings. Same with the Senators. They're gonna be crawling up them, and they're gonna be waiting for the Bruins to make a mistake. So imagine that. Imagine breaking history, regular season record, and missing the playoffs next season. That'd be absolutely crazy. Hey, it's definitely not out of the possibility, guys. I'm being honest with you. Ullmark is not gonna have that good of a year like he did last year. Obviously, that just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. They're gonna have a decline. Same thing with maybe Lindholm might have a decline. Obviously, like the forward core, man. Like you lost a lot of goals. Orlov and Bertuzzi, you got him at the trade deadline, so like they didn't give you that many goals, but just the presence of them on your team is just different, man. Bergeron is a different player. You lost your captain, you lost your organization basically. It's like when Crosby retires. The total different team now without Bergeron. So we'll see what happens with this team. I'm really curious what you guys think about the Bruins here. I do want to talk about Bergeron though. What a great player. As a Penguins fan, it sucks. I always hated playing against the Bruins because of how good Bergeron was and this team was and how good of a captain he is. You got to give props to him though. A great captain and great player, great defensive player, very tough to play against. I think Crosby said it was his least favorite player to play against, and it makes sense, man. It all makes sense. I wouldn't say, obviously he's not a physical guy and dirty or whatever. He's just a very good defensive player, and he could play like anyone, man. He could play like anyone. He could pass the puck like anyone. And he's a great player. He will be missed on this Bruins team. So I hope you have a great retirement or whatever. But yeah, man, Bergeron had a great career. I can't wait. I can't do this when Crosby retires. I'm gonna be so sad. Like all these good players are retiring. It's gonna be so sad. Yeah, man, great player. And the Bruins are definitely gonna be losing a really, really good player in that locker room, a good leader in the locker room. So it's gonna be tough for the Bruins to bounce back. But they have some of the players to do it, but they just need the chemistry, man. Like I'm saying, looking at these lines, man, I don't love it. But maybe I'm completely wrong. So I really want you guys, Bruins fans, non-Bruins fans, let me know what you think of this roster, because I'm confused by it and I don't really know how I feel about the Bruins. They're obviously not breaking the record again, but playoffs, obviously, like they're projected to make playoffs. But is that really what they could do? I feel like they might fall out. Looking at this roster, unless they make some crazy moves, I'm not too excited looking at this roster if I'm a Bruins fan. Okay, I said it. Sorry. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe. It really does help out a lot. Be great, guys. Be great. I'll see you guys later.